That's supposed to be whatever fucking language Crystal or Karen or Kenny or Kelly or the fucking sexy fox lady is saying. Does that make me a furry? I mean, anthropomorphic animals being sexualized is not a new thing, obviously. It's from 2002. I don't care what anyone says, this is a fantastic game. I know it's like not really anything to do with Star Fox, but all the other Star Fox games are like a bunch of missions where you go through space and shoot things. They're not interesting. Like, I don't like just shooty shoot games. Like, there are games where you just shoot things and you actually move around and there's actually a compelling story. Like Modern Warfare 2. The old one. I think. It may not have been compelling. I already started this. Maybe I'll just add that. I'll have the thing from last night added in, but it was all glitchy. I think it was because my computer was... I'd been streaming for like 4 hours. So yeah, and I was like just not playing the game for a long time. I was talking about things, I was talking about my book, I was talking about the world, talking about the time that I added a Snapchat account that said send me dick pics. It was literally called that, so I did it, and then she sent me her vagina, and then I was like, ooh, a vagina, and then she turned out to be 11, and I was like, never mind. Like, 11. Not even like, oh, she's 16 or 17. No, 11. I was like, goodbye. Never mind. Didn't. I'm not a biologist. I just saw a vagina, and I was like, If I was 11 as well, I'd be like, fuck yes. Down for this. Pussy. No, 11-year-olds don't have pussies. They have vaginas. You don't have a pussy until you're the legal age of consent. In the West. Well, okay, 18. Let's go with that, because the legal age of consent in Canada is 16. It's 16 in the UK and a whole bunch of the states. Pretty sure it's like 15 in Mexico and 14 in Germany. That's according to that one episode of Archer where the 17-year-old is like constantly hitting on Archer and he's trying hard not to do anything. She's obviously hot, but he can't. He's like, okay, never mind when they say that she's 17. He is attracted to her though. But that whole show is set in New York where the age of consent is 17. So, and then she's from Germany where the age of consent is apparently 14, according to her. And he's like, what the fuck? That's fucked. That is weird. That's too young. It used to be, it was 14 in Canada before 2008, which is very late for it to have changed. Ironically, in 2008, I was 11. It all comes back around. See what I did there? I planned that whole thing. Totally. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Like, send that girl back in time to my 11-year-old self. Although, no, that's still, like, that's technically then... She just doesn't exist. Like, I feel like that's still wrong. If you were, like, caught up in a time vortex and accidentally sent back in time, sure. But if I send a girl who's 11 back to my 11-year-old self, then she just hasn't been born yet. And I'm like forcing this girl to be in the past and fuck me. I'm gonna stop talking now. 3, 2, 1. Hello, for the Anti-HyperLinkLive. From the depths of space, a girl named Crystal searches for the truth of her parents' death, finding herself. She receives a distress call from Dinosaur Planet. Being of kind nature, Crystal decides to investigate. I already started this, so I read a lot of that. Just pause the screen and read it. I'm not gonna read. I received a garbage distress signal. It says something about a mountain hidden in a storm. Whoever they are, they sound in great danger. Fireballs! And all the subtitles. My staff! Well, I said it before she did. Yeah, this game was just Dinosaur Planet with a fox, and then Miyamoto was like, make it a Star Fox game. So it's basically Zelda, but Star Fox. Zelda, but a fox. So Tunic. That game is like Zelda plus Dinosaur Planet plus Disney's Robin Hood. Why am I having a hard time fucking emulating this game of all games? Is it because something in my frickin' Dolphin file hasn't downloaded from the cloud? Is something fucked up? Something's always fucked up. There you go, buddy. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just frickin' scratching post. The new one's upstairs. The old one is down here. Jack knocked it over. It's got a base, but it's still they're able to knock it over. We bought it because there was another one that didn't even have a base, so it'd be easily knocked over. This one also gets knocked over. They could just knock it over. Upstairs, when it was still upstairs, Jack like toppled it over and he fell, and I was like, ha ha ha! He wasn't hurt. It was just one of those silly cat things where like cats just stumble, like flop all about. Floppity kitty. You know what I mean? Flappy puts. Nope. No, I don't wish to quit the game. Okay. Sir, did I like melt my GPU or my CPU or my memory card or my ice cream? That was last night. With like playing Tony Hawk's Underground 2 and then like having it just paused for an hour. Probably when I was talking about things, what I just talked about, my writing, like explaining it to these people that were in the stream. What else was it? I was talking about life, man. Talking about different things. It was getting deep. Kind of like your mom. One time someone's gonna be like, my mom is dead. I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry. Or one time someone's gonna be like, my mom is single and she thinks you're hot. And I'm gonna be like, ha ha ha, you're lying. That's not gonna happen. If it did happen, then hopefully I'd be down with the clown. Speaking of clowns, Allison Court, who played Lunette the Clown and also played Jubilee in X-Men the Animated Series, is in X-Men 97, but she doesn't play Jubilee. She plays an older version of Jubilee, which is still playing Jubilee, in an alternate world where it's a video game or something. I haven't seen that much of the show, because of forced diversity. But apparently she didn't want to play Jubilee because she wanted an Asian American actress to play Jubilee. So one, it's a cartoon, so it's voice acting. And two, Jubilee has an American accent. And she also has an American accent with the woman that is playing her in the new show. So there's literally no reason for an Asian American actress to have to play her. And I guarantee there's at least a few Asian Americans who watched that show in the 90s and are upset that Jubilee isn't played by her original voice actress. The only two people that I think most of them came back to play their characters, I think, was it Gambit is replaced. The guy that played him is not dead. He just didn't come back, I think. Then the guys that played Magneto and Cyclops are dead. I haven't really heard much of Magneto. He was in the first episode, but I didn't pay attention to him. The guy that voices Scott Summers, Cyclops, sounds alright. He sounds pretty close to the guy that originally played him. So they did a good job with the voice acting, voice casting. And here's the thing, like, you remember Cleveland Brown in Family Guy, the guy that, because of all this, like, there was a whole thing of like diversity in shows and like, was it cultural appropriation? Maybe that doesn't apply to that. But the guy that played Cleveland Brown, who is white, stepped down from the role because he wanted a black actor to play him. And then the black guy that replaced him sounds identical. Like, he is so close to the guy that played him, it is not even funny. So that is dedication. They didn't just replace him and have him have a different voice. The guy that replaced him sounds like the original voice actor, so you get your cake and you get to eat it too. The woman who plays Jubilee doesn't sound that much like Alison Court. And just, I'm happy that she's in the show, that her voice is in there, but I think I must have learned it and then forgot it and learned it again, but the Lunette the fucking Clown being in X-Men the Animated Series is just one of those things that you're like, holy shit, yes. Like, a woman who played a character in one of my favorite childhood shows played a character in one of my favorite Marvel shows. It wasn't, I mean, I was born in 1997, so, and I didn't watch the cartoon until much later when my brother had it on DVDs and I sat down and watched most of it. I don't remember Morph coming back and Mr. Sinister fucking with his mind and then him being healed. People are using that as an excuse for why he's non-binary, or he's a shapeshifter, so it makes sense for him to be non-binary. What? Is there not a lot of people who are cisgendered who would love to be able to shapeshift? I guess I'm not cis. More or less I am. I don't want to talk about that. I think I've already talked about that, but I think it's more of a fetish than a gender thing. But people need to stop saying that it's sexuality being put in a child's cartoon. Your gender is not your sexuality. Like, a man is a man, or a woman is a woman, regardless of their sexuality. Trans people, like, being trans or whatever, is not a sexuality. It's a gender identity. Like, you're fucking stupid if you think that's sexuality. The problem is the gender stuff being tacked on the end of LGB. Like, let it be its own thing. Let it be its own group, because if you're gonna put those two together, then you might as well put all races that are dressed together, or into that. You might as well put disabled people in there, and you might as well put frickin' whatever else in there. Like, all this forced diversity. Okay, so where's the scrawny white Canadian kids with neurofibromatosis and cancer who have no friends and are loners and introverts, and where are those characters? Because the excuse of the whole forced diversity is like, well, the excuse of against white people will be like, oh, you have representation. I have representation. Okay, so you're saying that Iron Man and Captain America, or like any white character in a film, those are representative of me. The big fucking bulky muscular white dudes with something like with superpowers, or with, I don't know. Most of, at least in the stuff that I would watch, it'd be like action, like fantasy stuff. I suppose maybe like Harry Potter is a scrawny dork, but he's a frickin' jock and a troublemaker and a rule breaker. Like, there's not a lot of characters that are Canadian. I mean, Deadpool's Canadian. So is Wolverine. Deadpool has cancer, and he doesn't shut the fuck up. I suppose Deadpool is representative of me. But, you know, Ryan Reynolds is fucking gorgeous. And ripped. I'm not ripped. I lost a bunch of weight because of my fucking cancer. But I was losing weight before that. Like, I would work out a lot, not a whole lot, not like every day. I don't want to go to gyms because I don't like being looked at and being judged. Like, if I'm doing something, well, if I'm doing something wrong and they're concerned about me getting hurt, sure, whatever. If they're like, oh, look at this scrawny dude going to the gym, yeah, then they're just a bunch of high school bullies that never grew up. Like the Sidemen. They're honestly like, they're like a bunch of middle school bullies, but adults. That's what their whole community is. Their fan base, them and their friends. They're like a bunch of high school bullies. Or middle school bullies. Or the kind of people that weren't jocks, like are sort of jocks, but are also nerds, but are also assholes, and like are really snobby. Maybe not snobby, but like not so much like the people who, I don't know. I guess I was gonna say you played Minecraft, but would only play Minecraft Hunger Games. But that's just a preference thing. I liked Minecraft, but I didn't want to play that thing. I would rather play survival or creative. No fucking games. It's already a game. I don't think you even need to attack anything, you just do this. Yeah, you don't, like, blow those things up or anything. I'm very confused as to what the fuck I'm supposed to do, and I've played this game multiple times. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. There was someone that said on Reddit on a post about it. I went looking for them. As someone that's part of that community, I find it to be like a tokenized forced diversity thing, and I'm like, yes, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that might be a little like biased, like was it the thing where you look for what you're already looking for, confirmation bias. And yeah, I guess I was kind of looking for that, but looking for a conversation and looking for people who making sure that my opinion is not unique. That's a weird thing to say. Make sure that I'm not alone in saying that and thinking that. And I'm bi, so, and like I said, I'm kind of not exactly cisgendered. So I guess I'm non-binary and want to be a shapeshifter. But it's only because I want an extra hole. At least I know that Restream works and all. It'd be nice if they actually spoke English and it wasn't subtitles. Yeah, look at those tits. Like, were those necessary? Thanks for helping me. I can take it from here. He's the real villain. Your adventure begins, except this is not the main character. When the A appears, check the A display. This will tell you what A can do at that time. By pressing A, you're able to talk to me. Someone said, yeah. When A appears again, check the display, as this button can do many things. The way that she just, like, does that. This is a key from the Krazoa Palace. When you pick up an item, it will be placed in your C inventory. Move C in any direction to display your inventory, so it's a control stick. And then push C stick left or right to rotate the inventory. Each slot will hold different types of objects. Oh god, I hope I'm able to be heard properly. I hope the volume's alright. Fuck. I don't want the volume to be too loud, but I want it to be able to be heard somewhat. What? 370 noise suppression. Should I turn that off? Oh, maybe there's stuff because of the noise suppression, like uses more CPU. So I'm gonna just get rid of that. Maybe that fucked up my computer last night, or is why it was like not running well. It might have been because of the long stream. According to Stephen Plays, normal computers, like, you need a computer just for streaming because they're not meant to be, like, most computers can't stream. Like, there's lots of people that don't have, like, a Stream Deck, or not Stream Deck, like, that's Steam Deck, like a specific computer for streaming. I use this for streaming, and editing, and Python, and writing, and the internet, and The Sims 2, which eventually will be for streaming. I've decided with my RNG, like, activities thing not to use The Sims 2 as one of them, because I'll just, if I roll streaming and then I roll The Sims 2, then I'll work on The Sims 2 stuff. If I roll Morrowind, I'm going to fucking go to that Morrowind stuff. I'm going to properly make sure all the mods are in their proper location, or the folders are named what it told me to name them. It doesn't matter, but I want it to be set up like how it says to be set it up. And then I'm gonna fucking play Morrowind. There is, I think I might have said this, there is a mod list that I found on there as well that's called Starwind, that turns Morrowind into a Star Wars RPG that takes place around the same time as Knights of the Old Republic. Which is exactly what I've been looking for. Because I assume there's sneak and stuff like that in the game. I assume that you can steal and be, like, I can kind of convert my characters into Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Like, definitely with, like, well, there's 3 things set up, like, Olivia's like a pure, like, just definitely a lightsaber wielding Jedi. She would have to have a sword, a laser sword. They're all gonna have the laser swords, damn it. And Abraham's so what's the third one? It's soldier, rogue, and sentinel. So Olivia's a sentinel. Oh no, it's not rogue. It's scoundrel or what's Han Solo? Scumbag? What's it called? Starts with an S. Not scoundrel, it's not scumbag. Something stuff. Like, he's not a space pirate, he's... Oh my god, what is it called? I fucking hate this one, I can't think of a word. And whenever I do that and I ask my parents, they have no idea what I'm fucking talking about. He fucking moves stuff. There's no one here to fucking answer my questions, as usual. He takes things from one location to the other, and, like, he sells it, and... Not scoundrel, not sentinel... It's a sentinel, soldier, and something else. He's like a salesperson, but fucking hell, whatever that is. The one that seems more like that would fit a fucking snake thief is the snake thief, and then the soldier is the goddamn soldier, the warrior knight guy, and then the other one is Olivia with her magic and her magic. Pure force wielding Jedi? Is that possible in that game? Is that a thing in Star Wars? Oh, I almost had it. Fuck. What is that word? Oh my god, it's gonna bug me all goddamn day. Fucking hell. No, I can't think of it. Smuggler. I don't think that's the thing in the game, though. Smuggler, scoundrel, hero, Han Solo, Captain of the Millennium Falcon was one of the greatest leaders of the Rebel Alliance. Well, Disney really fucked up Star Wars, didn't they? Full screen, there we go. X is B in my case. Because I don't want to, because just the way my fingers go. Did they jiggle?
General Scales,
ruler, tyrant, and dictator of Dinosaur Planet. I'll bring thee to my world. I'm not here to fight you. Only because of a distress call. A distress call? This whole planet is in distress. Because of him. Fuck, an error occurred. FIFO is overflowed by... What does that mean? FIFO is overflowed by gather pipe. CPU thread is too fast. What? Condition M FIFO CPU read write distance load. Why am I having problems with fucking emulators now? Why can't you even see the game? Oh, it's because it fucking crashed. What the fuck is going on?